My name is Forbes Riley. We're here at a Forbes Factor training. And we're going to take a moment to just show you, in case you didn't know it, women are amazing. Yeah?
Yes.
Funny thing though, we come in all different shapes and sizes and colors and countries. And we matter a lot. No one gets to put us down or abuse us or empower us. But it doesn't start with telling them, it starts with owning it. What are you feeling, my love?
While she was speaking, I was thinking about so many bad experiences that I had in my life as a doctor. Because it doesn't matter if you are good, you are a female. And your worth is less than a man.
So you grew up believing that even though you're a talented oral surgeon,
Yes.
your worth was less
Yes.
than a man because you were less talented?
No, because I'm a woman.
Huh.
It's true.
How did that make you feel?
Really bad.
What would you like to say to other women who are suffering?
I would like to tell
Look
them.
at them. Tell them. Take that microphone and tell
Yeah,
them.
I would like to tell them that.
I'd like to tell you.
I would like to tell you that it's not true. We are really powerful. We can do amazing things. We have just to follow Forbes Factor movement because it will change your life and your way of thinking.
Thank you. Miss Sharon.
I always thought I was empowered, and then I got in this room with everybody here at Forbes Factor, and these women are empowering. We empower each other now. We have so much strength that we didn't know we had that came out in this room.
How did you come to that?
You peeled away our onions. The onion for us. Like
You know.
everything that was holding me back from getting all of my dreams that I wanted, it's not there anymore. The fact that I was abused as a child, that I was abused as an adult, that my son was kidnapped, it doesn't matter. It happened before today, and I'm going till tomorrow. I'm going forward, and I'm not taking that crap with me anymore.
You're not
I'm
what?
not taking that crap with me
sorry, I didn't
anymore.
hear you.
I'm not taking that shit with me anymore.
Because what, wait 2 seconds. Because what happened to your son got kidnapped.
Yes.
And, I mean, seriously.
My son got kidnapped. I was abused by my grandfather. I was abused by 2 husbands. People, just in general, people don't think that you're capable of being everything that you can be because you're a woman. And there's nothing that's going to stop me now.
You guys are all walking around doing business, trying to find a wife or a bride, or you're working with somebody. Do you realize that almost 75% of everyone I encounter has been touched or molested or is hurting? I'm sorry, your grandfather, the one who's supposed to protect you, this father figure, did what to you?
He made me feel like I was special so he could molest me. I got to sit at the head of the table with him during family events, and nobody could sit in that seat, but nobody knew behind the scenes. He was touching me and making me do ugly things to him. That's not ever going to happen ever again to anybody if I can help it.
How old were you?
I'm 52 years
No,
old.
how old were you when your grandfather...
It started when I was 5 or 6 and lasted until I was 13. And when I became aware...
Wait, who knew about this? Did your mom know, your grandmother? Did you tell anybody?
I never told anybody until I got older, when he got caught with my cousin. And then I told them. I thought no one would ever believe me, but my mother was so emotionally abusive that I thought he was the only one that loved me.
Do you guys hear?
So it was my secret. And as an adult, I grew up using sex to get the things I wanted because I thought that's what men wanted. I thought that's what you needed to get what you wanted as a woman.
When did we start changing this? So maybe in school we're not learning math and science and biology, but human respect and understanding that you go, why is my wife doing that? Because you're keeping that secret. And then what happened to that physically? What did you do because of that secret that you hid inside of you?
I acted out sexually.
Great, and what else?
My life was devastated. It was like I was a car crash, just kept crashing into things. Because, like I just kept running into walls and running into walls. And I'm like, why does this keep happening to me?
Is it acceptable? that
No.
Somebody,
No, it's not fucking acceptable.
no, it's not acceptable. Is it acceptable
not.
anymore?
No.
No, it's not. The question is, how do we solve it when it's happening behind closed doors?
You talk about it.
All right, so what we're going to do is we can't stop you, who's willing to touch a little girl, or believe that you're Moran, or wear a religious cloth and think that's okay to hide behind. But maybe we empower little girls and get to 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds and say, you know what, kids? Guess what? Not okay.
It's not okay.
It is not okay.
Not.
So my first memory was my brother molesting me. I told my mother, and she basically swept it underneath the rug. My mother is probably a narcissist. She completely emotionally detached. I'm the youngest of 5. I have 4 older brothers. They're all completely fucked up in their own unique, special way. Definitely the black sheep of the family. I chose to really work on myself. At age 15, I was doing incredible self-help work. My journey has been really interesting.
How did this room?
This
Forbes
room,
Factor changed
this room changed my river. I have really dissolved and completely taken on myself as
Take a second. See, here's what we try to do. It's a little more painful than maybe you realize. It's not easy. This is really challenging. Let me share something with this. Did you come to this class, this training, because it was about sexual molestation? No. No. Did you? No, this was a business class on how to pitch your product. Yeah. And how to clear, yeah.
I thought I was going to walk out of here with a TV show.
And you probably will now.
I will now.
But if everybody that you're talking to is so full of garbage and baggage that they're carrying, how do you ever get to be free of that? Do you remember the moment when you actually really, for the first time in your 50s, let it go? Did that happen here?
actually it happened before I got in this room with you, Forbes. It happened when I saw you speak in Las Vegas. And I saw you outside, the next speaker went on after. I listened to them for a few minutes, and then I decided I'm going to go to the bathroom. So it was a good 20 minutes later. I walked outside, nobody was in the hallway, and you were sitting on a bench with your shoes off, making a phone call, just gotten off the phone. And I said to you, or something said through me to you, I'm going to work for you. And, I don't know how many months later it is, maybe 3 or 4 right now. I have packed my bags. I am down here. I want to be in your presence because I know that I can do greatness. And I have so much to share, and I'm fucking so inspired by you. And you are a mother figure to me. And thank you.
If a mom's job is to nurture and empower and be there for her little girls and her little boys and tell them that we can be and do anything, then I will be mom, which is crazy. Come here for a second. Come here, little girl. Grab the microphone. It's not all just about hugging. Something happened to you? Somebody think that you might have been less than? You got a funny color to your face. You got a different look to you. Is that good, bad, or indifferent?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there, it's not about you.
I mean, I'm 33 years old, so I grew up, and I guess we still sometimes live in a time where it is not accepted to be lesbian or to be different, to be gay, to love differently, or to just see things differently. So, yeah, it was hard growing up in essentially a Christian and Mormon town. Not that that matters, but because it's not religion, it's just people in general that has judged. I mean, when I decided to try to figure myself out, even though I gave myself to the church by working behind the scenes in music, I got kicked out just because, I was gay, and I was just telling the pastor, like, hey, something's going on with me. I'm just letting you know. Can I talk to you about this? Because I'm trying to figure it out. But he kicked me out of the church. And I didn't know how to tell my parents. I didn't know how to tell anybody. So
You went to the man who's supposed to listen to you and love you unconditionally, and he what?
he kicked me out. He told me that I didn't belong there.
Because why?
Because I'm gay, because I liked girls.
So somebody of a higher power had the nerve to say, you don't fit in, you're God's children. He made all of everybody in his image except you. Is that what he said? Basically. How do you do that? How do you leave somebody behind? How do you make a little girl feel so outcasted? You went home and told your parents, and?
Well, for a while, I mean, I used to pray to God and ask, why did you make me like this? I serve you, and I do all these things, and I had so much self-hate for so long because of what he said, and I couldn't tell my parents. But you know what? Once I finally spoke up and I stood for myself and I told my parents, they were very supportive. And it took a lot from me to just not be ashamed just because one person said to hide it, or that I should be ashamed of it. I couldn't tell my own parents. And I'm telling you guys that even if you're scared because you believe that they're going to turn you away, just tell somebody. And keep telling people until you find somebody that does understand, that is going to empower you, that is going to love you, because there are people out there that will love you unconditionally and will see you past this vessel that we've been created in, or this outside shell.
Did someone also do something to your body that maybe you didn't want them to do?
Forbes, you're going to make me say that on camera, though. Yes. Growing up in the Philippines, it is unfortunately normal to be touched by men, by higher figures, and it is so unfortunate. I know so many females out there growing up there, my mother, me, so many people have been touched, and it's just such a normal thing to just kind of go through it and not talk about it. I mean, I went to a Catholic school, and the school literally would allow this guy to come just because he said he was my uncle, come and pick me up from school. They allowed him to take me into the side church, the side little chapel, and get touched. And because of that, till this day, I'm scared shitless of those statues of churches, which is crazy because that's what I was seeing. And he would send me home with some money and tell me that if you ever tell anybody, I'm going to kill your whole entire family. And I don't even think I ever told my mom that. So there you go.
Because the problem is we're not telling people. Because we feel scared and ashamed, and apparently if it's happened to all of us, if everyone's a little broken, who are you doing business with? Who's your partner? Who's your lover? What secret don't you know? Why relationships aren't working? Why people kill themselves every day? By the way, are you different? I don't know. Look at can you pan all the faces right here? Just point out which two are even close to the same. None of us look like the other. We're all completely different and goofy and odd and too tall and too short and too fat and too... Yes, we are. The goal is to how different can you be? None of you look at all alike. Which one of us is wrong? So you're not better or worse because you're different. Just so you know, it doesn't much matter. That's what I don't understand. And how dare somebody who says they're fucking religious say you don't belong in church? What's wrong with the system? What have we bought into? What are we allowing to happen? Hey, by the way, you got kids? What are you letting happen to them? What world are they growing up in? I got a whole group of women here who came for business training. And we can't get over the obvious. Very courageous, my darling.
Thank you, Forbes.
See, that's where growth happens. It is just to maybe allow us space to say, hey, not perfect, did get hurt, still frightened. What do you want?
I want freedom for all of us women to look in front of the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am strong. It is time for all of us women to change the world, to unite.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because if not now, when? But I will tell you, even Oprah was raped. Even Oprah was raped. Our billionaire, most successful woman in the world was sexually abused. So now the question becomes, if we choose to, what difference can we make? So we're talking to you right now just to get this message out there. Hashtag Forbes Factor. Come here for a second, my beautiful girl. Talk about being abused and bullied and how Forbes Factor might have changed you starting last September.
As growing up, as being tall, and I had short hair, and I felt like I had big ears, and I felt ugly. And
So wait, stop. Not only did she feel this, doesn't matter what she looks like to you, she felt ugly. She was called a giraffe. She was bullied for
Yes.
looking like this. Tell them that.
I was bullied from my classmates, from relatives. It was all, and it made me stand behind the scenes and always stay in the background because I didn't want people to pay attention to me. And there are a lot of little girls out there that are just as tall as I am. Embrace it. Embrace yourself. Embrace your heart. Me coming here to Forbes let me know that I had to stop thinking small. I have to love myself, have it come from within, and stop paying attention to people telling you that you can't do something, that you can't be something, because you can be whatever you want to be. You can be who you want to be. And letting people intimidate you and tell you that you're too ugly, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too dark, you're too light, it doesn't matter what they think. It's what you feel on the inside. That's thinking small. And I learned here in Forbes Factor and with my good friend Forbes that I can't think small anymore. I have to believe in me. Because if I don't believe in me, no one else will.
Say that again.
If I don't believe in me, no one else will. Nobody pays attention to you. They just want to, there are a lot of people out there that want to see you do less than what you do. Be bigger than that. Be big for yourself. For all those little babies out there that feel like nobody loves them, love you. Love yourself, because you can do it. No matter what, you can do it. Stop thinking that nobody likes you because of this and nobody likes you. Who cares? Love you. And that's what I've learned.
Go tell them what you learned.
That's what I've learned being here with Forbes. I've been here with quite a while, and she's been chipping at me and chipping at me and chipping at me. But I finally learned that I am enough. I am amazing. I'm hot. I am just miss everything now. But that's because I've learned to love myself. And if nobody else loves me, who cares? My mom's not here. My dad's not here. My kids, they love themselves. I'm trying to teach them that every day. But I love me. And don't I look good?
Wow!
Hi, hello. So I met Forbes in another event, and the way she
If
touched
you
me.
choose to continue to speak that small, they will never hear you.
Okay.
You will never affect the change that you want to.
So I met Forbes in another event, and the way she touched my life, nobody has ever done that. I mean, I was seated at the front seat in that event, and from her just the way she spoke, it touched me to an extent I cried. I mean, who does that? Who just like talks and it kind of touches you to an extent you're not even able to speak. So later on, I knew definitely that I had to look for her, I had to follow up with her, and I did. And I came to Forbes Factor. And in the couple of days that I've been here.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Chuck. You need to make it like 2 degrees colder. It's warmer. It's freezing in here for my girls in the back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you said feels like a couple of weeks, but it's been 3.5 days for you. 3.5 days.
Well, I want it to be weeks. I don't want to live. For the few days that I have been here, the process that I have gone through, I have seen myself in each and every person that we have been here as more or less like a family. And I have had to look deep inside me and deal with all the dirt that was inside my heart, all the pain that was holding me, all that through Forbes, I've been able to just drop it. I have learned that I am enough. I don't need permission from anyone. I don't need anybody to tell me that I cannot do anything. I don't need anyone to tell me that I'm not special. I don't need anyone to tell me that I cannot reach where I want to know. I have also learned that I am destined for something greater than I am.
But at this moment in this group, let me share and come a little closer so I can keep this. This moment is about that person. Who were you before? What were you looking for? Who is the you that's sitting out there going, there is no one to go to? I have all of these male seminars and they're great and I can learn skills. What do they need? What's waiting for them?
If you're somewhere not struggling or in pain and you're putting all these facade that you're okay deep inside you and you're not okay, if you're looking for an answer, if you don't have a solution, whether it's to do with your business, whether to do with your personal, emotional, just come here and I guarantee you by the time you leave here, you will be a new person. You do not need to know the process, or if you just need answers and you have been looking and you have gone probably like me initially to the wrong people. Well, I'm here to tell you, this is the right person. You don't need to go anywhere else. This is the right person. And by the time you leave here, you'll have answers.
Yeah. This is a wildly empowering thing that we're doing. This videotape is not about Forbes Factor. This is about stopping suffering, standing up for ourselves, and being role models for other little girls who are cutting or killing themselves or being fucked every day by somebody they don't want to be, and thinking that's okay, that they have to hide it, because that's what we've been told or squished. So I don't care if you've never been physically whatever, odds are you have. You don't have to share the story, and Vanessa, let's give it up for her for doing that. But it is more about, if you had a moment to stop suffering, you guys are so stuck because, right? That's all. So kind of hang out here. It's not a promoting Forbes Factor thing, but it is that moment to empower someone else. And just kind of hang close because I'm loving this.
Okay. When I met Forbes, I barely knew how to introduce myself. I suffered from being bullied throughout my entire life, and I did not know how important my voice was. I was always the wallflower, the girl who sat in the corner, who let everyone else run the show, let everyone else define my role. I didn't know how to define my own role. And after meeting Forbes, I thought about how important it was, just that moment in me introducing myself. And after Forbes Factor, I learned how to fight. After meeting Forbes and talking and paying attention to how she fights for us, I recognize that I have a responsibility to fight for what I believe, and for those who've been bullied, for those who don't understand how important their voice is, because your voice is so important and speaks volume and has the power to change your neighbor, your friend, your sister, your brother, your mom, your teacher, anyone you come in contact with. I didn't understand the concept before of playing small, and I realized that I have been playing very small, but I understand my responsibility is bigger than that. I'm bigger than that. I used to look in the mirror and I would say, yeah, Leah, you're pretty. People tell you you're pretty all the time, but do you really believe that? And the answer was yes and no. It was yes in part because that's what I heard all my life. No, because I didn't act on it. I learned how to see humanity in a totally different way. We are all the same, and we all owe it to each other to fight for one another, because we all have a heart. And if that means I have to lift up my brother, my sister, then that's what I'm going to do at all times, because it's not about me. I love you. I thank you.
And you all just witnessed a miracle. That's what it looks like.
I have one more thing I need to tell you. A huge aha for me was that I smile. I smile all the time. And I love my smile. I'm grateful for it. But I realized I was hiding behind it. I've been hiding. I said to myself, I'm like, well, why are you hiding? What are you doing? And I talk to myself all the time. I have all this stuff in here. And it's okay to just breathe and center myself and be raw and real. And it's okay not to smile. But smile, but stop hiding behind it.
I know.
Thank you. I love you.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world, and there is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you.
Thank you.
I came to this business conference with the idea of learning a business mastery thing and listening to all of your stories. All of you have touched me so much. And my history, my past, has made me who I am, but it is so small compared to what all of you, the stories that I've been through, what you've survived, what you've overcome. And it's funny what all of us can see when we look at you. We see this, I see this beautiful soul that is ready to change the world. And it's incredible how you can't see it in yourselves. And it's inspired me to realize that, I'm sure other people have made the same realization, that it's each of us, and that we have it within ourselves to change the world just by being present and being us. And if these incredible women can go through what they have gone through and survived and thrived and are beautiful today, we have no excuse not to be huge, not to be spectacular, phenomenal in anything that we choose to do, because we are all incredible. Just in the way we are, who we are, how we are. We were all given gifts to give. And after Forbes Factor, even though it's not supposed to be that way, I'm ready. I'm ready to give of myself in any way I can to help whoever I can touch be authentic and be who they can be. Was pivotal in changing how small I felt and how I wanted to just be the part of the wall and disappear and just help everybody else.
And now?
And now,
Take one step into the now. Say, and now, and tell them who you are.
and now,
No, take a step into, whoa, there's now. This is the old you. This is the caring, squishy nerd. Yeah, on the other side, you get to be Forbes. Make sure that you're getting a good piece of this, Joshua, so you get a people. Just don't eliminate people. Right there. Do Forbes Riley.
and now,
No. You're going to do it as Forbes Riley. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
and now, I am me, and I am worthy, and I am beautiful, and just by being me, I inspire everyone around me. Everyone. Because who I am, everyone can see a part of themselves. And just that alone will bring out their own beauty, their own authentic selves, and be who they need to be to bring the change in the world.
As women, we realize that we need to be somebody for every person in our lives. And we know what person we have to be with each individual. And it's often many different roles that we need to play in order to feel safe, in order to protect ourselves, in order to protect our children. And I have been in situations where I give my body on the floor of a closet to maintain the relationship with the father of my newborn child. In an apartment that he kicked me out of that was under my name. But I knew I had to be strong because I wasn't going to let my daughter grow up without her father like I did. So I used my body to continue a relationship that hurt me. And I learned really, really good how to be a woman who plays small. And I stayed in that relationship for 10 years. quite figure out why I couldn't level up. Why I couldn't just step into my power. Because every day I would come home from school, putting myself through college with children, or work, or a night out with my girlfriends, or a night out with a male that would threaten the father of my kids, threaten his insecurity. I would have to remind myself how to play small when I walk through the door. So I got real fucking good at being somebody that I didn't want to be. But I'm not that anymore. My life and the decisions that I've made happened for me. Today, I look at myself in the mirror and I realize how far that I've come in that journey of getting really familiar about the person that I don't want to be. And I can see where I'll never be again because I said no. I said, this might be the hardest thing in my life to walk out the door as a single mom with 2 children. But I don't want to live my life looking back thinking, what if?
And then in March, you bumped into me. What did you see?
To be honest, Forbes, as soon as you walked on that stage, I thought you were black, and I'm like, fuck yeah!
Maybe I am. And what did you witness on that stage?
I
at
witnessed, Forbes, I was watching me. I was watching who I'm meant to become, and I knew.
Why? What was she up there? What was she doing?
She was up. The moment she entered that stage, she was walking in a beautiful dress. This is me. This is what I want to wear. These are the shoes I want to wear, and this is how I want to walk. This is how I'm going to roll my hips, and if you're not cool with it, go your way. And I'm not here for you people playing small. So you can leave the room too. And this is what I've got to say. And I'll tell you what, she only had a half an hour to speak, but in my heart, it lasted the lifetime that I needed to just realize what I could be and what I was meant to be. And Forbes, walking in that hallway, you were shutting down shop. I was afraid to come and see you. I put it off. I was like, damn, that woman is big. And I have not been playing big. And she's going to see right through me. But I tiptoed past, and I heard you packing up. I'm ready to go, pack my stuff. And we caught eyes. And I just lit up with the hugest smile, and so did you. And you said, you, come here.
It had been a very long day in high heel shoes. I was definitely ready to go home. But you come to understand that when your job is truly to serve others, the moment you walked up, something happened. And everybody can get an autograph or a picture or a book or a pitch. What happened to you?
You know what you did for me, Forbes? You gave me the validation that I didn't know I was looking for. You called me out of my bullshit.
In the middle of the hallway, her spirit called to me, and the next thing you know, we are yelling and screaming and doing what Forbes Riley does best for about 20 minutes. For no charge, here playing it. No, it was you needed that. You played, your spirit asked for it so big. Because there was a little girl who earlier that day, right before she walked onto that big, powerful stage, had a choice about the clothes she was going to wear. Was she going to wear the conservative outfit? Was she going to play by the rules? Or for the first time in my life, did I put on this crazy rock star outfit. Know that there were 9,000 people out there and one little girl that I gave birth to right back there going, that's my mommy. I wonder what she's going to do. Because I could have been the old me and played small, but something inside said, this is the moment. And you can see it in my face the moment I walk on that stage, that everything that I'd ever been afraid of. And the thing for me that changed was me doing Forbes Factor. Was me talking loud and long enough that I had been playing small. And funny that you witnessed that, because that's what I was feeling. I was, you go, girl. And I remember that moment that I walked out and I said to myself, when I crossed that line, I have arrived. And this is for me and all of you. I have so much to give. I'm going to give it all. You're going to get it. I had no judgment. I had the most fun free-falling for those 30 minutes that I've ever had in my life. Because it took everything to get there. And I remember that moment. And so when I met you, you were me years ago. That little giving your body for whatever and playing small because that's what you thought you had. Because somebody told you weren't enough. And I must have felt it, girlfriend, because I spent about 20 minutes going through it. Maybe not for you, but so I could. You screamed your head off in the hall. There's people going, what's going on? That is Forbes Factor. That is me. That is that difference between where you are and where you can be. And then because I leaped and took that connection, so whether you're a teacher or a coach, how do you connect? How do you build your business? You do what here? You came out to a conference and we played. You've been on the phone every week. You've invited people. You have grown. You quit your job because it was not serving you based on the work and the conversations we do. I didn't make you a promise. I didn't offer you money. You knew it was time. Yes. That's what this does. It allows you to go, I know, I've always been great. So many people kept saying, what are they? Are they all wrong? Yes, they are all wrong. Mom, dad, kid, even your own voice in the fuck you, shut up. I wasn't made here to play this small. I don't have any idea how I'm supposed to do it, but I wasn't made to play small. And my religious teacher can't tell me that I'm wrong. Nobody can tell you. They can't. And so what I've gotten to do and why I'm still here, what is today's date, by the way? It's fucking September 11th. Did you notice that? September 11th, 2018. I had a ticket on Flight United 93. I didn't get on the plane. Aren't we all lucky? That's the reason I didn't get on the plane. If life happens for you, it's not so I get to be an actress and be, no. It is because somebody said if you play big, you're liable to affect the lives of others, and I'm only going to let you stay here if you choose to do that.
High five to you. You chose.
What just broke through for you? What just broke through for you? What?
That's why they walked away from me with those guns.
Before Class Lee was held up at gunpoint, and they could have killed her. They killed my little boy. All kinds of people get killed. They didn't kill you that day because why?
Because I cannot play small. I have to be here. I have to be here to empower. I have to be here to stand. I have to be here to fight for women who've been bullied, for women who've been hurt, for women who need help, for my brothers, for my sisters, for my mom. And I can't hide. And I was given a chance at life. They could have taken my life just like that. But they told me to keep walking. And they vanished.
So God said, keep walking.
God said, keep walking.
I have lived my 59 years in the comfort zone, trying to hide. And when I met Forbes in March, she just touched my heart in such a way that even though it was scary, I was determined that now is my time to change who I am and to give to the world rather than keep it all inside. I can't get enough of you. This is actually my second round of Forbes Factor.
Well, I can get less of you. She's 50 pounds lighter than last time I saw her in class.
So it just has made all the difference to have someone so, well, the thing that she says all the time, which so resonates with me, is that our friends and family love us the way we are, but you love us too much to leave us that way, and I am so absolutely grateful for that. I don't know what else to say.
You don't have to say anything. You kind of just said it all. Take that moment. And I'm glad we found each other.
I am too. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Before I am Forbes Factor, I was abused by my brother, bullied by the kids at school, and bullied by my boss, who thought women weren't good enough. When I met Forbes, I knew I had to get closer. Something in my heart said I had to be there. And I've learned that I am enough and I am beautiful.
And sex, and sex, and sex.
How's that feel? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Before this week started, I thought that my biggest fear was that people were going to find out how inadequate I was. And I came here carrying all that luggage. And I was exhausted. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful girls who wants a lot from me. And I thought I was exhausted because I was constantly giving. I work an extremely demanding job that I had not a lot of passion for. And it's a man's world that I work in. And I was exhausted trying to be good at it. My fear was they were going to find out that you're actually not that good. And then I came to Forbes Factor, and Forbes called out all of that as bullshit because society told me that. My parents told me that. You're never good enough. Keep trying. You have to be perfect, and then maybe they'll love you. And then I realized I'm not tired because I've been giving to my beautiful children, or that I'm working crazy hours trying to make sure people don't find out that I'm fucking inadequate. I'm tired because I've been playing small, because I work in a man's world, because society tells me that if I shine too bright, they're gonna get mad. They won't love you. And that's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and there's no fucking way in hell I will let them grow up thinking that they can't shine as brightly as they are, that they can't shine other people's paths because they're girls. The world is going to be so beautiful because I went through Forbes Factor. And I'm gonna shine the fucking shit out of your past and mine and everybody else's. And if you've been holding back because you're afraid to shine your light, and you know you have a light to shine, you don't have to understand it. You just have to come and experience it. And you will change the world with us.